Um, if you noticed at the beginning of the meeting today, I started the recording and without saying a word, I just did this. And generally, all of you are with me. You start the prayer with me. Today, I noticed something very beautiful that Pravesh had just started like this without me saying anything. And it is as much a part of, um, people say they don't engage with each other. The children don't can't capture cues. Children don't understand. It was as if Pravesh understood the energies of the room, the Zoom room, and started the prayer along with us. Generally, he would join in, generally, he would do that. But this was even before we said anything, and I had not said we will start the prayer. So it is a very, very amazing thing for me. The reason I'm elaborating about this is our children are very energy conscious, very energy um, sensitive, and the energies that they are sensitive about is not discriminatory, meaning they are not only sensitive to bad energy, they are not only sensitive to good energy, but they are sensitive to energy in general. Now, we were all like that. We were all born like that. And somewhere along the line, our children's life has taught them to retain that sensitivity. And we have found ways to cope with that insensitivity. The coping mechanisms that we have are actually our burden. It's like a huge rock around our neck that we have found ways to cope with our negative emotions. We have found ways to cope with negative vibes in the room. We have not been kind to ourselves by finding coping mechanisms to do that. And we get angry with our children, or we get afraid of their children when they don't have a coping mechanism to handle the negativity in them or in the world. It is a little bit of a catch 22 situation. So, how do you cope with negative situations within you and around you? And where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line and say, I will not take this negativity anymore? This line drawing that I won't take negativity turns into aggressive behavior for our children. For we get angry, the children get very angry because they don't want to take any more negativity. Even their own thoughts are causing such disturbance to them. They don't want that. So what are we all looking at? We are all looking at have peaceful life for ourselves and for everybody around us. So let us use our children's energy sensitivity to look within ourselves how we can find ways to say no to negative emotions in us, to within the environment. And let us say we are watching a movie with friends, with family, and there is some negative stuff in that, some sadness, or, even if you're listening to a song, if there is a little bit of sadness, the children capture it much more quickly than us. Get caught up in the form of the music. For example, the romance of the song, or the sadness of the song, or the words, the voice of the singer, the way the music is played. But the underlying emotion to that is captured by the children easier. So let us develop that sensitivity and the courage to say, no, I will not take this negativity in me anymore. Negativity means my sadness, my anger, my fear. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to be sad anymore. I don't want to be angry anymore. That decision helps you. That decision is a first step. It helps you to go forward with capturing that in your life. So with that, we will anything. Anybody has any comment or a question? Anything at all?
We will try, Nandini. We will try.
Yeah, because there is no other way. There is, I mean, there is no other way. I mean, in my experience, there is no other way to anger in the world, to illness in the world, to sadness and grief around us. How do we live with that? How do we live with that? It's a very, I don't want to live with that anymore, is what I'm coming to understand. In the sense that I don't want to push it away. I want to take my sadness and I want to transform it to something that I can work with, I can be with. I want to create something good out of my sadness. I want to create some amazing goodness in me out of my own anger. So that is what I'm inviting you all on this journey. Right?
Thank you, Auntie. Right, Auntie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chalam. Thank you. So shall we do a little bit of meditation?
Yes,
You have to say something, shall we?
No. I was just thinking when too many negativity or negative things are surrounding us, if we focus on positives in our life, won't that help?
That will help. That will definitely help.
Maybe
But
percentage maybe less of positives, more of negatives, but still to get out of this, focusing on what positives we have in our life, that may help us.
yes, beautiful thought and question. I will speak about it, this exact same thing as we go along. Your
Yeah.
question is so beautiful. Is it enough if we focus on the positive things and not think about the negative things, right?
Yeah,
Somewhat like that. Somewhat like that.
yeah, somewhat like that.
You can
Anita,
ignore it. No, sometimes like you can ignore certain situation if it is negative also. Maybe we can try transforming it, but sometimes we can try ignoring, but always you can't ignore certain situations. No?
yeah, I understand that. So we'll explore this very beautiful conversation. We'll explore this as we go along. Tomorrow we'll do more deep work on this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So all of you think about, is it just enough to focus on the positives? How can we learn to work with the negatives in our life? How can we, I mean, our own self. I mean, we don't even have to go outside to our room. In us, we find everything. The anger, the sadness, the fear, everything is within us. But how the joy is also within us. The happiness is also within us. So this is a beautiful direction that we have come to in this exploration, right? So let's just take a couple of minutes to silence our thoughts, okay?